And for a very long time in yesterday's quarterfinal, the South Africa up against Wales, it looked like that victory wouldn't be certain. It was only in the final minutes of the match that South Africa secured victory. A very good morning to you and welcome to our Rugby World Cup update brought to you live from England. Today the ABSA Red Bus, ABSA member of Barclays, is parked at the Richmond Rugby Club. It's very good to be in your company after yesterday's quarter-final action. First South Africa up against Wales and then that all-dominant performance by New Zealand against the French. 62-13 was the score between New Zealand and France. South Africa, they inched past Wales by just 4 points. South Africa securing a 23-19 victory. In reaction to the match, South Africa's coach Hanneke Meyer said that, character is like charcoal. When you apply pressure to charcoal, you get diamonds. And he was referring to the character that was shown by Dwayne Vermeulen as well as Fourie du Preez to score that try. It was the Springboks' only try yesterday, but it was a try that secured them victory over Wales. So the Springbok coach getting really very poetic about that relief and about the relief that he felt when it comes to the victory over Wales. He even said he wanted to kiss Fourie du Preez after the captain scored that try. So what were some of the other reactions from the Springbok camp? Well, our camp correspondent Simon Burke found out.
The Springboks put in a full 80-minute performance in this quarter-final against Wales. They threw to the semis and there was a sense of a relief from all players involved in this epic struggle.
They really brought it, and it was just a massive physical battle out there, and we're just happy to come out on top.
Both teams played a flippin' good rugby at the moment. It's bad luck for Wales that they have to go out of the tournament, but I think we stuck to our plans, and we know if we stuck to our plans, it's going to work at the end. So I'm quite happy at the moment. I think the whole team is happy, but we haven't won anything at the moment. So it's part of the plan to go through to the semi-final and then to the final. So hopefully we can just build on the future as well.
Very, very fortunate to be part of a game like this at an incredible stadium when it's packed. I mean, that's probably why they call it World Cup, because it's every team puts everything on the field there. So I mean, I think both sides really wanted to win, and they tried their utmost best, and fortunately for us, we got over the line at the end.
And so the Boks live to fight another day, and in a Rugby World Cup, that's really what it's all about. I'm Simon Burke, bringing you the latest from the Springbok camp.
So South Africa are through to the semi-finals. They will face New Zealand next week at Twickenham for a place in the final. We'll have more from the Rugby World Cup update brought to you live from England in a short while. Stay with us. As we broadcast from the ABSA Red Bus, ABSA a member of Barclays, which is parked today at the Richmond Rugby Club. Now, today's match, or rather quarterfinals, will feature 4 teams, one of them being Ireland up against Argentina. However, the Irish injury concerns continue. Johnny Sexton, yesterday, news coming from their camp that he has now been ruled out. So the star fly half will not take part in the quarterfinal against Argentina, despite being named in the squad on Friday. So less than 24 hours later, said that he aggravated that groin injury once again, and he will not take part in the quarterfinal. Ian Madigan will take his place against Argentina later today. It's a match that you'll be able to watch live on SABC2. On that note, let's see what else is happening at the Rugby World Cup when it comes to the news. Well, following the defeat to South Africa in the quarterfinals, Wales coach Warren Gatland said that he was gutted, but he said that the country can be proud of the players and the commitment that they showed, especially to come out of the group that was so tough. He said the guys put their bodies on the line and emptied the tank. That is all we could ask of them, but we weren't good enough to hold on for 80 minutes. Looking ahead to the other quarterfinal that will take place today, Scotland dare to dream ahead of their matchup with two-time champions Australia. The Wallabies are odds-on 1-10 favourites to make the semi-finals for the 6th time in 8 tournaments. The underdog Scotland, however, fancy an upset after injury ruled out Australian star David Pocock as well as fullback Israel Folau. Kirtley Beale will replace Folau, while Ben McCollman steps in for Pocock. And then New Zealand's Julian Savea has moved 3 tries clear at the top of the tournament's top try scorers list after he ran in a hat-trick of tries in the All Blacks' 62-13 quarterfinal win over France. Brian Abana was unable to add to his total of 5 tries. He still sits along with 2 other players in second place behind Savea. Now, I know that all of you are eyeing out that all-time Rugby World Cup try scorers list, which Brian Abana currently leads alongside Jonah Lomu. But Julian Savea, well, he's only playing his very first Rugby World Cup. If he carries on the way that he has shown yesterday against France, then we must watch out. At the moment, Julian Savea on 8 tries in total, and he's only competed in 1 Rugby World Cup. On that note, AFSA red buses are parked at the Richmond Rugby Club. It's a club that is steeped in history, having been formed back in 1861. And although they don't compete in the top league when it comes to rugby here in England, their main focus is on development of the game and the traditions of rugby. So it was only appropriate that when we came to actually do a story about the club, that we would find an amateur rugby contest at its best. It was a Lawyers Rugby World Cup.
In 2007, France, as you know, hosted the World Cup. So they instigated the very first Rugby World Cup, the Law Rugby World Cup, LRWC.
Yeah.
There were 6 teams in 2007,
Yeah.
and the event was won by Scotland. The penalty for Scotland for being cheeky enough to win, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be doing that,
No, that's fine.
was to host the tournament themselves in 2009 in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Up we went. Only 4 teams turned up, and the filthy Scots won it again. So they've been unbeaten. 2 years ago, I thought we've got the World Cup now, or at least think I'm Irish, but England have got the World Cup.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So I cancelled tours. I refused a single penny of corporate hospitality. We hope to raise £30,000 through personal friendly donations.
Yeah.
We've raised 40,000. It's rugby playing lawyers from around the world.
That's it.
Friendship. If anybody does any training, they're banned. If anybody takes it seriously, they are disqualified.
Yeah.
We are old-fashioned amateur social rugby players who are lawyers all around the world. Hopefully we're going to get so drunk tonight we forget our first name.
Absolutely brilliant. We told you, amateur rugby contest at its absolute best. As the AFSA red bus was parked here at a fan zone that the Richmond Rugby Club had set up, there were so many fans that actually passed the club en route to Twickenham, and this was their reaction following yesterday's victory over Wales.
We think it's a well-deserved victory. Great try. We are very happy. And I'm looking forward to next weekend. I think there were more Boks than Welsh here today. Boka, boka, boka!
Wow, 79,500 people packed into the home of England rugby yesterday, which was more like a home of South African rugby. And really, when it comes to the players, they also could feel that home ground advantage and the support not only from the fans that travelled a long way to come and watch them at Twickenham, but also all the messages that they have been receiving from home.
We received quite a lot of messages, SMSs, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, emails. So it's amazing. We just want to say thank you for the support. We can't do it without you guys back home. We can't do it without the families. It's just amazing to see all of that. Having home ground advantage and at Twickenham was amazing, and thanks for that. And it's just really amazing to see how a nation unites with one simple game, and that's rugby.
Ja, dit was vir ons 'n wonderlike wedstryd. Ons het dit bitter baie geniet. So ons wil net vir die mense by die huis sê baie dankie vir die ondersteuning en ons waardeer dit bitter baie.
My message just all I can say is thank you very much for all the support. We've been through bad times, and there was those who stuck with us and gave us and sent us messages and gave us messages of encouragement, and we would really like to say thank you. We take our hats off for you for being there for us when it was dark times and it was very tough for us, but hopefully this win will make you proud of us, and hopefully when we come back with the trophy you'll be much more happier. We'll be able to make you proud, and we really appreciate all the support that you've been giving us.
Ek kan net vir mense vertel hoe lekker dit is om vir Suid-Afrika te speel nie. Ek dink dit is een van die grootste voorregte wat enige rugby speler voor kan vra. Ons wil net vir die mense sê bitter baie dankie, en ons gaan alles aan ons vermoë doen om hulle trots te maak.
All right, so we've got 2 Rugby World Cup 2015 semi-finalists confirmed in South Africa and New Zealand. And we've got 2 quarterfinals remaining to confirm the other 2. They'll take place today. Ireland versus Argentina, that's the very first matchup. Kickoff South African time is at 2 o'clock, and you'll be able to watch that early quarterfinal on SABC2 with the kickoff at 2 p.m. And that match is followed at 5 p.m. South African time by Australia up against Scotland. All right, so earlier on I said, I told you what Coach Hanneke Meyer had to say following, or rather his reaction to the Springboks' victory yesterday. But what was Coach Steve Hansen, that's the man that leads New Zealand, what was his reaction after their emphatic 62-13 victory over France in their quarterfinal? Well, he said that it's a pretty special performance, but all that we have done is earn the right to go training on Monday. And that is it. He says about the South African clash, we've played South Africa a lot of times and they're great rivals and we are good mates with the team. It's going to be one hell of a contest, and it certainly is. We cannot wait. We've got the other quarterfinals tomorrow and then start a long week of preparations for the semi-finals. That's how we come to the end of this Rugby World Cup update. Do join us tomorrow morning between 7:15 and 7:30. Goodbye from England. It's back to the Johannesburg studio.